Alright, today we are working on planting some asparagus. You can see I have my asparagus crowns soaking right there. You'll want to soak these for about 20 minutes before you plant them. Just make sure they're nice and wet before you put them in. And then off to the other side you can see the trench that I started there. So obviously we're going to do that trench and then line them kind of along that wire you see there, but we'll just show you this one trench here. So you'll want to dig a trench about 6 inches deep by 8 to 12 inches wide because we're going to spread the roots in there. And a few things to keep in mind is they do like slightly acidic or sandier soils, and they can be planted. We have a blueberry over here that we're going to plant it by, and grapes on the other side, which you can't see too well yet. But a few things you don't want to plant near these would be onions or garlic or peppers, things like that. So make sure you steer clear of that. But we'll go ahead and get started. We'll try and set it up for you to see here. Like I said, you want to soak them first. I would also make sure you check to see what varieties grow best around you, and most sellers, like if you go through Gurney's or Young Seed or any of those, they'll tell you kind of the best grow zone, and you can actually look by soil type too. So I think we got the Jersey Night hybrid, so it does better in a little bit clay-like soils as well as the cold weather that we have where I am. But you'll want to make sure you get a brand or a type variety that actually grows where you are. A lot of times if you just go to like any store, let's say Walmart, Menards, any of those, they a lot of times carry varieties that will not thrive in your area. So it's not a bad idea to order online, and sometimes you can get them cheaper. But we'll go ahead and I'll see if we can get you a view here. Alright, so you can kind of see the trench there. I'm going to go ahead and grab these and start putting them in. We'll space these about 1.5 to 2 feet apart. So kind of take this, and you can see here just what this looks like. This will be the top, the crown here. And we'll only want to bury this part about 2 inches with about 2 inches of soil, and then you will continue as they come up. You can bury it more and more until it's at ground level. You can see we have a friendly bumblebee joining us today too. But we're going to go ahead and start back here and just kind of spread these out. Obviously if you have more, you can kind of just lay them in here, but we'll just place them in here like so. So that'll be my first one. I'll grab another one here. Let's see, I didn't bring like a tape measure or anything, but usually you can kind of go foot. So probably I'm going to move this one up just a little bit because it looks like I'm only going to get 2 in here. And then we'll spread this one out as well. I think that's why you want more space between them, just because, yeah, so hopefully you can kind of see that. I'll come around and move the camera again if you can't. But yeah, you can kind of see those there. And then I'm going to gently put some of this soil back, but we'll have to do this slowly over time as well, because we only want, like I said, about 2 inches of soil over the top of these, and then you'll want to water well again, but make sure the soil drains too. So we might lightly water here, but we are supposed to get rain tomorrow, so I'm not going to overwater it. A few other things to keep in mind is this is kind of a long-term plan. You won't pick asparagus this first year that you're planting it, and even the second year you'll probably only want to pick the very biggest stalks, and you'll cut those no more than at ground level, but you want to leave them to really develop a better asparagus patch here. So you can see I'm just kind of continuing with this. Probably put a little bit more down and then cover the next one. And that is basically it. If you have really heavy clay soils, you might want to check out our video on amending soils for blueberries. That can be used for any plant. But we mixed in some sandier compost here. And we kind of cover how to do that. So we'll keep burying those. You can see kind of the other spots. That one, since it's so close to our blueberry there, I just dug holes instead of trenches. But we'll keep putting those in. And yeah, fairly easy. Just soak them and trench them in. Hopefully that helps you. I'd love to hear how it's going with your planting.